It's been 21 months since October 7th, and the war is still raging in Gaza, the West Bank, along the Lebanese border, even in the skies over Yemen and Iran. Now, it's a multi-front fight, and it's taking a heavy toll on those sent to the front lines. Just this Saturday, 24-year-old Daniel Edri, who served some 18 months on reserve duty in both Gaza and Lebanon, he took his own life. His family says he struggled with mental health issues after his service and had applied to be recognized as suffering from PTSD. But that process was still pending. He was due to begin a rehabilitation retreat on Sunday, but it was already too late. To shed some more light on this very important topic, we're joined now by Kyle Blank, the executive director of Israel Friends, which delivers critical aid and mental health support to the people of Israel. Kyle, thank you so much. A very difficult topic that we're here to talk about because Daniel's story, it's heartbreaking. He was vocal about his mental health struggles. He asked for help, yet that help did not get to him in time. When a reservist asks for help, why is it not there immediately?
It's terribly painful to accept the reality that there are so many people who need support. Daniel was a kind and brave individual. He was a young man, 24 years old, from northern Israel. And he came out and did his service after experiencing his own personal traumas, where he lost two of his best friends on 10/7 on October 7th at the Nova Festival turned massacre. And he lost those friends, he buried them, and then he went to reserves, as so many did nationwide. And then his service as combat and combat support had him witness horrifying moments of seeing Israeli soldiers who had been killed, dismembered, burnt, and he returned those bodies to Israel, to those loved ones. Those memories, they pressed on him, and that trauma was constant. And that constant trauma turned into PTSD. That PTSD, he was so brave, he realized what he was facing. He came forward and said, I need help. And he got that baseline of help in the beginning. He needed more, and he reached out for it. And unfortunately, it was not there fast enough. And this past Friday, on July 4th, he went, and what to me is reminiscent of how so many of his friends were killed and slaughtered on 10/7, he took his own life by fire. Now, to your depth of your question, there are so many Israelis who need help, both reservists and civilians, and the numbers are staggering. The country is speaking about over 30% of the nation experiencing moderate or extreme levels of anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, and mental health duress.
Wow, 30%.
30% of the country, which is twofold where we were 20 months ago. So about 15% of the country was experiencing different levels of these emotions for various reasons, both combat and not combat related. Then you have the last 20 months, 21 months, as you mentioned, and now here we are, the population's doubled. Now, it's hard to put that in reality, but in a country of 10 million people, that means 1.5 million people have become crushed under the trauma that they've experienced and seen over this war.
So what can be done then? What is Israel Friends even doing to help fill the gap, since clearly there's such a need for these services?
You're so right. There is such a need, and no one in the system could have been prepared for the number doubling, right? That just couldn't have been prepared for. And so now the average Israeli, if they need help, whether they're a reservist or they're a civilian, they go to their HMO when they're back in civilian life, and they request help. And to do that, they go and they wait. What the critical element today is, if you are a new patient requesting psychiatric support, it takes 6 to 7 months to get that care. At Israel Friends, we have a program called Healthy Mind. It runs nationwide. The reason I'm here today is to tell every Israeli we run nationwide in every Resiliency Center. If you walk into a Resiliency Center in any city and you say, I need help, you will get care, not in 3 months and not in 3 weeks, but in 3 days, you will speak to a doctor.
Healthy Mind, such an important word and an initiative that all of the people here in Israel need to know. Kyle Blank, the executive director of Israel Friends, thank you so much for sharing this possibly life-saving information, truly. Thank you.
Thank you.